"Never," exclaimed Athos, raising his right hand to heaven. "Never, I swear before God, who seeth us, and who in the darkness of this night heareth us. Never shall my sword cross yours, never my eye express a glance of anger, nor my heart a throb of hatred at you. We lived together, we loved, we hated together, we shed, we mingled our blood together, and too probably, I may still add, that there may be yet a bond between us closer even than that of friendship. We once did condemn, judge, and slay a human being whom we had not any right to cut off from this world, although apparently fitter for hell than for this life. D'Artagnan, I have always loved you as my son Porthos. We slept 6 years side by side. Aramis is your brother as well as mine, and Aramis has once loved you, as I love you now, and as I have ever loved you. What can Cardinal Mazarin be to us, to four men who compelled such a man as Richelieu to act as we pleased? What is such or such a prince to us, who fixed the diadem upon a great queen's head? D'Artagnan, I ask your pardon for having yesterday crossed swords with you. Aramis does the same to Porthos. Now hate me if you can, but for my own part, I shall ever, even if you do hate me, retain esteem and friendship for you. I repeat my words, Aramis, and then, if you desire it, and if they desire it, let us separate forever from our old friends." There was a solemn, though momentary silence, which was broken by Aramis. "I swear," he said, with a calm brow and kindly glance, but in a voice still trembling with recent emotion, "I swear that I no longer bear animosity to those who were once my friends. I regret that I ever crossed swords with you. Porthos, I swear not only that it shall never again be pointed at your breast, but that in the bottom of my heart there will never in future be the slightest hostile sentiment. Now, Athos, come." Athos was about to retire. "Oh, no, no, do not go away," exclaimed D'Artagnan, impelled by one of those irresistible impulses which showed the nobility of his nature, the native brightness of his character. "I swear that I would give the last drop of my blood and the last fragment of my limbs to preserve the friendship of such a friend as you, Athos, of such a man as you, Aramis," and he threw himself into the arms of Athos. "My son," exclaimed Athos, pressing him in his arms. "And as for me," said Porthos, "I swear nothing, but I'm choked. Forsooth, if I were obliged to fight against you, I think I should allow myself to be pierced through and through, for I never loved any one but you in the wide world." And honest Porthos burst into tears as he embraced Athos. "My friends," said Athos, "this is what I expected from such hearts as yours. Yes, I have said it and I now repeat it, our destinies are irrevocably united, although we now pursue divergent roads. I respect your convictions, and whilst we fight for opposite sides, let us remain friends. Ministers, princes, kings will pass away like mountain torrents, civil war like a forest flame, but we shall remain. I have a presentiment that we shall." "Yes," replied D'Artagnan, "let us still be musketeers, and let us retain as our battle standard that famous napkin of the Bastion Saint Gervais, on which the great cardinal had 3 fleurs stelles embroidered." "Be it so," cried Aramis. "Cardinalists or Fronders, what matters it? Let us meet again as capital seconds in a duel, devoted friends in business, merry companions in our ancient pleasures, and whenever," added Athos, "we meet in battle, at this word, Place Royale, let us put our swords into our left hands and shake hands with the right, even in the very lust and music of the hottest carnage." "You speak charmingly," said Porthos. "And are the first of men," added D'Artagnan. "You excel us all." Athos smiled with ineffable pleasure. "'Tis then all settled. Gentlemen, your hands, are we not pretty good Christians?" "Gad," said D'Artagnan, By heaven, yes, we should be so on this occasion, if only to be faithful to our oath, said Aramis. Ah, I'm ready to do what you will, cried Porthos, even to swear by Mehemet. Devil take me if I've ever been so happy as at this moment. And he wiped his eyes, still moist. Has not one of you a cross? Asked Athos. Aramis smiled and drew from his vest a cross of diamonds, which was hung around his neck by a chain of pearls. Here is one, he said. Well, resumed Athos, swear on this cross, which, in spite of its magnificent material, is still a cross. Swear to be united in spite of everything, and forever, and may this oath bind us to each other, and even, also, our descendants. Does this oath satisfy you? Yes, said they all, with one accord. Ah, traitor, muttered D'Artagnan, leaning toward Aramis and whispering in his ear, you have made us swear on the crucifix of a Frondeuse. Chapter XXIX. The ferry across the Oise. We hope that the reader has not quite forgotten the young traveller whom we left on the road to Flanders. In losing sight of his guardian, whom he had quitted, gazing after him in front of the royal basilican, Raoul spurred on his horse, in order not only to escape from his own melancholy reflections, but also to hide from Olivain the emotion his face might betray. 1 hour's rapid progress, however, sufficed to disperse the gloomy fancies that had clouded the young man's bright anticipations, and the hitherto unfelt pleasure of freedom, a pleasure which is sweet even to those who have never known dependence, seemed to Raoul to gild not only heaven and earth, but especially that blue but dim horizon of life we call the future. Nevertheless, after several attempts at conversation with Olivain, he foresaw that many days passed thus would prove exceedingly dull, and the Count's agreeable voice, his gentle and persuasive eloquence, recurred to his mind at the various towns through which they journeyed, and about which he had no longer any one to give him those interesting details which he would have drawn from Athos, the most amusing and the best informed of guides. Another recollection contributed also to sadden Raoul. On their arrival at Senners he had perceived, hidden behind a screen of poplars, a little chateau which so vividly recalled that of La Valliere to his mind that he halted for nearly 10 minutes to gaze at it, and resumed his journey with a sigh too abstracted even to reply to Olivain's respectful inquiry about the cause of so much fixed attention. The aspect of external objects is often a mysterious guide communicating with the fibres of memory, which in spite of us will arouse them at times. This thread, like that of Ariadne, when once unravelled, will conduct one through a labyrinth of thought in which one loses one's self in endeavouring to follow that phantom of the past which is called recollection.